Here's 100 or more items you're lucky to own. Follow along to see if you have any. Starting it off with the Marshy Smasher, a challenge pickaxe from Chapter 1 Season 7 that has never been sold in the item shop. And honestly, the Marshmallow event in Chapter 1 is so iconic, so you're definitely lucky to have this. But then we have Rick Sanchez from Chapter 2 Season 7. Now, of course, this skin was exclusive to that battle pass, and it's never going to make a return. There is other Rick and Morty skins which came to the item shop, but owning the original first Rick Sanchez is something that a lot of people wish they had. So drop a like if you have it. And then we have Deadpool from Chapter 2 Season 2. Deadpool is a very popular comic and movie character, but the thing is, he was actually the secret skin from that season, and you had to complete quests in order to unlock him. But also, you had to complete additional quests to unlock the X-Force Grey style. So if you know you played in Chapter 2 Season 2, check your locker, see if you have Deadpool, and especially the edit style, because when the new Deadpool movie comes out, a lot of people are going to hope to wear this skin. But if they missed the battle pass, then they can't. Also in Chapter 2, in Season 6, we got the Lara Croft collaboration. And fun fact, she's actually one of the most used battle pass skins in the game. However, again, she is locked behind the battle pass, meaning if you didn't unlock Lara Croft, you're never going to be able to own this one. But what's more impressive is owning the gold anniversary style, because in order to unlock this, you had to complete a pretty difficult quest, and honestly, not everybody has the golden style. But nevertheless, if you own Lara Croft, that is a huge W, because so many people wish they had her. However, in Chapter 3, we got the Foundation, which is part of the 7, and this was a very important collaboration skin, because not only was it a big part of the storyline, but of course, it was a collaboration with The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, which is this style right here without him wearing the helmet. If you're a big fan of The Rock or you enjoy any of his movies, you'd probably be glad to own this skin, because what's also interesting is the other Dwayne Johnson skin, Black Adam, may never be returning to the game, because he's no longer a part of the DC universe, so I have no idea why they would bring him back, which means both of the skins using The Rock may never return to the game. Do you own any of them though? Let me know. In Chapter 3 Season 2, we got a Marvel collaboration which featured Doctor Strange. There was another edit style of this which is called Stealth Silver. Doctor Strange is a big part of the Marvel universe, so if you're a Marvel fan, then hopefully you managed to get this, because again, he's locked behind the battle pass. But unlike most other Marvel skins, Doctor Strange will never be making a return. But Doctor Strange isn't the only battle pass Marvel skin we have in Fortnite. In fact, on the topic of Marvel, we have the entire Chapter 2 Season 4 battle pass, which featured skins such as Mystique, Tony Stark, Wolverine, Thor, and even Groot. These are all huge skins in the game because they was very popular when they first released. I mean, they still are, but the problem is they're never returning, so people can't get their hands on them if they missed out on the battle pass. But what's interesting about Wolverine is that he did actually get a reskin, the Wolverine Zero. However, again, this is exclusive to the Fortnite crew, meaning if you're a Wolverine fan, you can't get any of the skins. It's kind of crazy to me, because even though Spider-Man was locked behind the battle pass in Chapter 3, they did bring out some item shop variants of him, so you know, if you missed the battle pass, you can get these. But Wolverine Zero wasn't the only Marvel Fortnite crew pack. We also got the Loki skin. This was one of the earlier Fortnite crew packs, and I really don't think everybody got him. I mean, let's all agree we never see the skin in game, which is surprising because everyone loves Marvel. And with OG Black Widow returning recently, if you own the battle passes with the Marvel skins and both Fortnite crew packs, potentially you could get every Marvel skin in the game. Now remember, collaboration skins aren't just in the battle pass and Fortnite crew. Technically, every PlayStation and Xbox skin are collaboration skins, and even Samsung skins such as Iconic, Galaxy, and Glow. But most of these skins are expired, so we all know you can't get them anyway. For the first season of Chapter 4, we got the Geralt of Rivia. This skin does feature two styles, although they both are very similar. He's from The Witcher, which was originally a game but also a Netflix show, so many people did enjoy that. However, I don't really see anyone using the skin, but it's very good if you manage to get it. If you are a fan of The Witcher and you missed out on this one, don't worry, because there is a couple of item shop skins from The Witcher as well, but that one's locked away forever now. For DC, most of these skins do come to the item shop. However, there is a couple that are locked away forever. I mean, first of all, we have got the Green Arrow, which was from the Fortnite crew. Aquaman from the Chapter 2 Season 3 Battle Pass. I think the most popular one would actually be Clark Kent, also known as Superman. Superman is obviously very popular. There's a bunch of movies on this character. So for the skin to be locked away forever is honestly kind of crazy. Very good to have in the locker, especially if you manage to get the shadow style, because this is pretty clean. We've spoke about DC, Marvel, gaming legends, but one of the most popular franchises is actually Star Wars. And I did mention recently, if you manage to get the Darth Vader and also the Mandalorian, then you have both Star Wars skins which are locked behind battle passes. Luckily though, if you are a Star Wars fan, they do release a bunch of these skins into the item shop quite often, so you can always pick them up. But Darth Vader is so iconic, and the fact he's locked away from the battle pass is kind of insane. And for the Mandalorian, the most impressive style is if you own every single part of his armor, because you have to complete challenges in order to get it. We then of course do have another secret skin from the Chapter 4 battle pass, Eren from the Attack of Titans. Now, what's interesting about this secret skin is that you had to complete 8 quests in order to unlock him. And if I'm honest, the quests weren't the easiest to complete. I almost didn't get the skin, which means I know a lot of people would have missed out on it, because you had to use the new weapons, like the mythics, I think they were. It just wasn't that easy. So let me know if you was lucky enough to get the Eren skin. It's definitely not one of the best, but it's always good to have in the locker. And don't worry, I haven't forgot about Neymar from Chapter 2 Season 6. Neymar is literally one of the most famous football players in the world, so I'm so shocked that they locked him behind the battle pass. But at the same time, it makes it very unique because not everyone's gonna have him. Plus, Chapter 2 Season 6 was one of the worst seasons ever, voted by the community, which means most players probably didn't play for as long as normal. But it's definitely good to have Neymar in the locker. However, there is a different variant, so if you didn't get the battle pass, then you can always pick this one up from the item shop now and again. Also in Chapter 2 Season 7, we got the Gugimon skin, which was a secret collab people don't know about. It was with a company called Super Plastic, and they have these type of characters, but also Janky did release as a part of this collaboration the season after. But the thing is, he's an item shop skin. However, he's very rare. Hardly anybody bought Janky. But technically, Janky can still come to the item shop. We do also have the Paradigm from Chapter 3. You might be thinking, Ash, how is this a collab skin? But remember, without the helmet, the Paradigm is actually Brie Larson. So it was a collaboration with her. I think most people probably got this skin. I mean, hopefully you did, because the Paradigm is a part of the 7 and it has a huge history within the Fortnite storyline. I also haven't forgot about Carby LeMay, but the thing is, this was from Chapter 4 Season 4, so I'm almost certain every single person watching this video owns the skin. One of the most famous TikTokers and influencers in the entire world. Then we have the Chapter 1 Season 8 Battle Pass. Not only was this Battle Pass free, so you didn't have to spend any money on it, but also it featured the original Peely skin. Now, Peely is probably one of the most iconic skins in the game to this date, and the fact that the original style is locked behind this battle pass is kind of crazy. So to me, it's pretty lucky if you have it. But don't worry if you don't have Peely, because we do also have the Agent Peely. This is my personal favorite variant of Peely. I think it's super clean, but again, he's locked behind the Chapter 2 Season 2 battle pass. So was you lucky enough to get him? And as far as it goes with the calls or unpeely, these do come to the item shop, and I'm pretty sure you can still get the unpeely one now. So it's not as lucky to have those, as the original will always be the best. And then there's the Vibrant Vibin from Chapter 3 Season 3. But what's cool about this emote is that it was actually a Twitch drop, and it was only available 4 days during the start of the Vibin season. But the thing is, most Twitch drops are normally sprays or emojis, so when we actually got an emote, that was pretty impressive. And I think it's very lucky if you manage to pick this up, because I don't think it's ever going to make a return. And for another emote, we have Jedi Training from Chapter 2 Season 1. Star Wars is one of the biggest franchises out there. Fortnite have done so many collabs with Star Wars. There's multiple skins in the game, dances. Jedi Training is actually the only Star Wars emote which has never made a return, because it was part of challenges. And with a lot of people not being a fan of the lightsabers within the game, not everyone completed their challenges, meaning the emote is actually kind of rare. But it's not just the emote. I think it's pretty lucky if you own the Mandalorian, because again, it's an original Star Wars skin which is now locked behind a battle pass. And if you're a big Star Wars fan, maybe you want to collect all the Star Wars skins. However, you can't if you don't have the Mandalorian. And also, it's from Chapter 2, Season 5, which was a great season. So this is a W overall. You could also say the same about Darth Vader, but I'm pretty sure no one missed out on this. So make sure you subscribe if you have it. And as for Spider-Man fans, in Chapter 3, Season 1, we got a Battle Pass version of Spider-Man, which by the way, has a bunch of different edit styles to it, which are really good, including the golden gilded reality. But in case you missed out on the Battle Pass one, there's always other Spider-Man skins, such as Spider-Man No Way Home and Spider-Man Zero, which do come to the item shop. But I think owning the original Spider-Man is quite lucky, and maybe people forgot how crazy it is that he's actually in Fortnite. But maybe it's not as impressive as owning the Aquariact, because this is from Chapter 2, Season 7, and it was actually a part of some best friend challenges. I believe you had to play around 50 games with a friend in order to unlock this, so it's kind of rare, but also it's a part of the Slurp series set, which I think is very unique. And it's just a great pickaxe, so if you manage to get this, that's very lucky. But in Chapter 2, Season 3, you had 2 days to log on during this season, and you would have been granted with the Verve emote. So it was a limited time dance, which has never returned since then, and although it was free, not everybody has it because of the short time it was available for. It's a Fortnite original emote, it's not an icon series, it's super clean, and I think if you missed out on this one, it's pretty unfortunate. On the topic of Christmas, we have a couple of skins. The Lieutenant Evergreen from Chapter 2, Season 1's Winterfest. I think Christmas time in Fortnite is some of the best times we've had, and this skin has a lot of memories and memes. Of course, with the built-in emote, people pretend to be trees, and I think it's kind of an iconic Christmas skin. But also in Chapter 2, Season 1, we got the Woolly Warrior. Now, this skin isn't really loved, but I think it's just good to have in the locker again for the nostalgia of Winterfest Chapter 2. And in my opinion, if you have these, that is pretty good because they're never going to return as well. For a pickaxe, we got the Merry Mints, which was introduced in Chapter 2, Season 1. When it released, this was quite a big deal. Everyone was trying to get it, buying codes for it, going to stores to try to get it. I don't really see people talking about it now, but in my opinion, if you own it, then that's pretty lucky because it's never going to make a return. Well, at least we think it's never going to make a return. And it's a very iconic pickaxe within Fortnite. It's also not that bad. In Chapter 1, Season 7, though, we had the Heartspan Glider. Now, what's special about this is the only way to get it was by somebody gifting it to you from the item shop. Now, it was free to gift, but if you didn't have any friends added or nobody could gift you it, then you missed out on it. So pretty good to have in the locker. It's a cool little story, but I don't think it's as impressive as owning the Michael Myers. Now, although this is kind of a new skin, the official Halloween Movies Instagram page where Michael Myers is from made a post saying this exclusive skin will be released October 24th. Now, they could just mean it was exclusive for Halloween. Maybe he's not going to return, but technically we're never going to know until Halloween. So it's definitely lucky if you pick this skin up. And even if it does return, people have to wait a year to get him, whereas if you own it, you can just use it whenever you like. The Michael Myers set is such a W. Now, for all of the DC fans out there, if you don't own the Rebirth Raven, Aquaman, or even the Green Arrow, you're never going to be able to own them, which means you can never have every DC skin in Fortnite. Green Arrow was obviously from the Fortnite crew, so if you miss the crew pack, you won't have it. Rebirth Raven does have some edit styles, which you might want to check if you have this last one, because not everybody does. And of course, Aquaman is from a battle pass as well. There is other great DC skins in the game, such as Batman, Catwoman, and Harley Quinn, but if any of these three are your favorites, you're never going to be able to get them. And another Fortnite crew item never returning goes to the members only emote from Chapter 2, Season 5. This is the only emote which is part of a Fortnite crew, so it's very good to have this. And if you collect dances, then you didn't want to miss out on this one. We then have the Fortnitemares 2020 music pack from Chapter 2. This was last seen over 1,000 days ago now, but why it's lucky to own is because it was only available for 24 hours. So it's now one of the rarest music packs in the game. A lot of collectors missed out on it, and if you have it, it's extremely good to own. And also it sounds good, like I actually use this all year round. I think owning the Visitor is honestly a huge achievement. Not only is this a Chapter 1 Season 4 skin, so it's kind of OG, but obviously the Visitor is part of the 7, and the fact that this was a secret skin, not everybody got it, I would honestly say it's rare. A lot of people do not have it, and if you started after Chapter 1 Season Season 4, then obviously you don't as well. But the main factor is it's just a huge part of the Fortnite storyline. To be honest, I never see anyone using this, so comment down below if you do. We then have the Neymar skin from Chapter 2, Season 6. Obviously, Neymar is one of the most famous, popular football players out there, and if you're a football fan, you might want to have this in your locker. The thing is, Neymar was the secret skin, and he's now locked behind a battle pass, which is honestly kind of crazy because if you're a Neymar fan, you're never going to be able to get it. Most other football skins Fortnite have released have all been in the item shop other than this one. So if this is in your locker, make sure you appreciate it because people would love to have this. Now we have any item from the World Cup, especially the World Cup Warrior, which by the way, all of these items haven't been out for over 1,000 days. But the World Cup was one of the most iconic gaming events ever, and I'd argue to say possibly the most iconic Fortnite event which took place in real life. The thing is, all of these cosmetics were limited time, so that means they should never make a return. Unless they were limited time for World Cups, then maybe if there's a World Cup 2, they can bring them back. All of these skins, pickaxes, and emotes haven't been out for over 1,000 days, and honestly, some of them are gonna surprise you, so follow along to see if you own or want any to return. But we're actually gonna be starting it off with the Blizzabelle skin. This released in 2021 Chapter 3 Season 1 and has never made a return. It was actually only available in the item shop for PC players, and since then has not been resold in the shop, so it's been over 1,000 days, which is kind of crazy because nobody really speaks about this skin. I feel like it's a little bit forgotten about, yet you actually might own it. And on the whole winter theme, you also might own the sing-along emote, and that's because this was last seen over 1,400 days ago. I mean, that is insane. 1,400 days and it's not returned. Of course, just like the Blizzabelle skin, this was free in January 2021, so if you know you play Fortnite that year, you might want to check to see if you have this emote. It's a classic, but maybe it can be resold in the shop. After all, we know free rewards can return now. But what might return soon is actually the Raise the Cup emote. This currently hasn't been out for over 1,560 days, with only 48 hours in the item shop, so it's definitely a really rare emote now. But this was added to Fortnite because in 2020, Liverpool won the Premier League, and of course, this emote is Liverpool's theme song. But with that being said, if Liverpool do win a Premier League again, maybe this year, maybe next year, then potentially we might see this emote return. If anything, I'll be surprised if it doesn't return. But if you're a football fan in general, you might want to check if you have this, or do you want it to return? But very recently, there were some collaboration skins that finally hit 1,000 days not in the item shop, and that's actually all of the NBA 75 skins. In total, there's 10 of them, 5 female, 5 male, and then there is also a bat bling called the NBA Beacon, which shows all of the NBA teams from when this was released. But these items and skins released for NBA 75th anniversary, they weren't labeled limited time, and I'm sure they can return at any point, but I don't know, maybe they won't. Nevertheless, do you have any? Or if you're a basketball fan, do you want them? But also, do you have the heart sign emote? This was from Chapter 3 Season 1, and believe it or not, it's actually been 1,000 days since it was in the item shop. It was free and released for International Women's Day, March the 8th. I'm surprised this hasn't returned back in the shop for free, just like they do with the Rainbow Royale cosmetics. But nevertheless, it has been 1,000 days for this emote, so have you got it? But I bet you don't have these next 3 items, which is the Arcane Vi, Arcane Jinx, and also the Punch in Practice emote. And actually, these skins have been talked about a lot recently because the brand new season of Arcane released. But the thing is, they all haven't been out for over 1,030 days. I mean, I don't know how it's been that long, but yeah, 1,000 days is insane for these items. So many people want them to return, but the leakers have confirmed that they haven't been updated to release. Now, that doesn't mean they fully won't return, but Fortnite can't just release them at any point. As their collaboration skins, there needs to be an agreement, but the skins are actually very rare. I mean, I only have the emote Punch in Practice, but I have almost every skin in the game. So yeah, they're definitely rare skins. Hopefully they return for those who want them. But talking about collaborations, we have a very iconic one, which so many people want to return return, and that's actually Kratos, but more importantly, the Leviathan axe, because that's what everyone's waiting for, right? This is ranked the #1 best pickaxe in the entire game. It's even a higher rank than the FNCS pickaxe and Star Wand, but the thing is, Leviathan axe hasn't returned in over 1,300 days. Of course, none of the Kratos set has made a return. I mean, that's kind of crazy. It's been over 3 years. But nevertheless, hopefully this set does make a return, and I'm sure it will one day, but who knows when. However, for another skin that hasn't made a return in over 1,000 days, it's actually the FNCS Iris skin. Of course, she's a reskin of the Iris starter pack, which was super popular, and when the FNCS version released, this also became popular very quick. But of course, it is limited time, so technically it should never make a return. But like any item in this video, you just never know anymore. Maybe she will come back one day, but you're very lucky if you own her for now though. Is it as lucky as owning the Yellow Jacket starter pack? Of course, she's not returned since Chapter 2 Season 3, as that was the season starter pack, and you're probably thinking, well, she's never gonna return. But we did have a starter pack return in Fortnite Remix, so that is confirmed. Yellow Jacket can make a return one day. She did also come with the pickaxe Venom Blade, which also has a yellow and black style, and overall this starter pack is quite loved with the Fortnite community, so you might want to check if you have her. But have you got the first ever level up quest pack, which is Monarch? It's now been 1,000 days since she was in the item shop, and I don't think when level up quest packs release, people realize that they just might never return. I mean, sure, maybe they will one day without the edit style that you got from leveling up, but I don't see this happening. I think level up quest packs were only for that season, and Monarch was the first ever one, which is why it's now been 1,000 days. She's a clean skin. She does come with the golden style from the quests, so it's great to have this skin in the locker. But if you don't own this skin, do you own any of the level up quest packs? Because there is so many different ones of these, and if they never return, then of course they're great to have in the locker. Some of them are underrated, that's for sure. One thing that's not underrated though is the Hot Mirror emote from Chapter 1 Season 6. Never mind 1,000 days, this emote hasn't returned in over 2,200 days, with it being in the item shop for 48 hours only and never returning. Now, of course, so many people have this because it was free, but anyone who started playing Fortnite after Chapter 1 Season 6, they won't have it. I wouldn't say it's rare, but I know people think it is, so comment down below your opinion. However, maybe this can return. Fortnite never said it was exclusive, plus Fortnite OG is back permanently now, so who knows what's going to release in the future. For example, Snake Eyes, he's not returned in over 1,000 days as well, but this skin is different to most in the game because he was in the shop for 50 days in a row. But there is actually a reason behind this, and that's because he's one of Donald Mustard's favorite characters, and he released when Donald was working at Epic Games, so this skin definitely has an interesting backstory. But have you got it, or do you want him to return? Or perhaps you want the Ferrari skins to return, because somehow it's been over 1,000 days since these were in the item shop as well, and they were only out for 10 days, which isn't that many times. But of course, Fortnite is releasing a bunch of cars recently, like Lamborghinis, BMWs, Dodge Chargers, and even other cars. So I don't give it long until we get a purchasable Ferrari car, and if that does happen, the skins will probably return to the item shop as well. But for now, they're actually pretty rare, and I don't think anybody expected that to happen. Moving on to a bonus mention, we have Salome Style. This is about to hit 1,000 days not in the item shop with only 4 releases, and the reason it didn't return is because Young Thug was going through some jail and court issues. However, November 2024, Young Thug was actually freed, so now that's all over, we might see this emote release again in the item shop. But nevertheless, this is a clean emote, and for it not to return for 1,000 days is wild. But not as wild as the Mike Lowry skin not making a return, because it's been over 1,100 days since we've seen Will Smith in the item shop, and not too long ago there was a brand new Bad Boys 4 movie and he still didn't make a return. So maybe it's due to the Chris Rock controversy. I mean, why else would he not come back? But let's not forget, there is so many more items in Fortnite that haven't been out for 1,000 days, such as the NFL skins, Shaman, the World Cup set, Reflex, Rue, Travis Scott. But the ones I talked about today, not many people really speak about. So we have the throwback axe from Chapter 2 Season 4. This is one of Fortnite's most iconic pickaxes, as it's literally the Chapter 1 default axe. Did you know it's not returned in over 1,400 days? Now, of course, it's not rare. I mean, it was free, but it's a great item to have in the locker, and it's literally part of Fortnite's history. It can return though. This is not exclusive. Then we have the Astro World Cyclone Glider, part of Travis Scott's set from Chapter 2 Season 2. This pretty much became a sweaty glider because it's Travis Scott's. It's ranked the 4th best glider in the entire game, and it's actually the 2nd most used glider with over 20 million uses. But at number 1 is the default glider, so that doesn't even count, meaning Astro World Cyclone is the number 1 most used glider. So therefore, if you own this, that is a huge W. And again, as it was a free challenge item, hopefully it can return it in the future. That's if Travis Scott ever returns, of course. You can also consider yourself lucky if you own the Rage emote. This is pretty clean. Moving on to the next set of items, we have PlayStation packs. Now, it's great to own any pack, let's be honest, but some of the PlayStation packs really stand out for different reasons. First of all, we have the Blue Team Leader. This is a part of history because it's Fortnite's first ever PlayStation skin, and it's not made a return since Chapter 1 Season 2. Then we have Prodigy from Chapter 1 Season 7. He's actually the male counterpart to a very popular skin, Maven, so the fact that he's exclusive is kind of interesting, and you're definitely lucky to own him. Then we have the PlayStation Plus Celebration Pack 10 from Chapter 2 Season 3. This actually came with the Introducing emote, which is an insanely clean emote, one of the best in the game. It's even ranked in the top 50 emotes, and there's over 1,000 in the game, so that just proves how good it is. Then we have Blue Striker. This was the 2nd ever PlayStation skin from Chapter 1 Season 4. He's a pretty classic OG, and he's more rare than people think. I never see this skin, so let me know if you or a friend has it. But in general, it's good to own any of the PlayStation cosmetics. They're all pretty good for the most part, and so far no PlayStation item has ever made a return, so who knows if they're ever gonna come back, which is why it's so good to have them in the locker. But is it as good as owning the Harley Hitter pickaxe from Chapter 2 Season 1? This is actually ranked the 4th best pickaxe in the entire game out of over 1,000 pickaxes. But here's the thing, it's not returned in around a year because this is a DC cosmetic, and as you know, we had the Marvel season, so I don't think DC items were gonna return then, and who knows when it's gonna come back to the shop, or who knows when it's gonna be vaulted again. But nevertheless, this is a super simple, clean, sweaty pickaxe that you can't go wrong with, so it's a W to own this. And if you don't have it, hopefully it returns so you can buy it using code ASHI, of course. Moving on to another glider, we have the Champion Sail Shark from Chapter 3 Season 4. Now, you may not have known this, but this is currently the only FNCS glider to exist in Fortnite, which is why it's became so popular in the first place. As we know, FNCS is a competitive cup, so a lot of sweaty players like to use this one, or maybe even pro players as well. But here's the thing, this was a limited time glider when it was in the item shop, and it's not returned in over 720 days. Plus, this may never return because it was limited time, so it's actually a really rare glider now, and it's in the same set as the FNCS dummy and FNCS recon skins. So if you have those skins, you might want to check if you bought the glider, but you might also want to check if you have the Lovelorn pickaxe from Chapter 4 Season 1. Let me explain. This is from a pack which hasn't returned in over 500 days, but it's actually one of the most loved pickaxes in the entire game, ranking number 34 out of over 1,000. But the reason this is so loved by the community is because it has the similar shape to the original FNCS pickaxe. It's all one color, it matches most skins, and to be honest, it's a pretty sweaty pickaxe, which is why so many sweaty players use this. I mean, if you play ranked or anything like that, you've probably seen a lot of people use it. Maybe you use it too. So overall, a great pickaxe to have in the locker. You just can't go wrong with it. For a skin you're lucky to own, we actually have Chun-Li from Chapter 2 Season 5. Hear me out. Over 77,000 people have this on their wish list because they want her to return. And during this recording, she's not released in over 800 days. I mean, she was super popular on release, so the fact she's never returned is kind of insane. But I wonder why people actually want her to return. And I think we all know the answer to that. But honestly though, you're very lucky to own her right now. So many people want her to return. And actually, so many people want the Arcane Jinx and VI skins to come back too. And that's because season 2 of the show has just released recently, which has brought a lot of attention to the skins in the Fortnite community. Now, the skins are pretty clean, but did you know that they haven't returned for over 1,000 days? No, really, that's crazy. 1,000 days since these skins have not made a return? I mean, they're literally rare skins. So you're more than lucky if you own any of them. And of course, other items in their set as well, such as the punch in practice emotes. Onto some skins though, we actually have all of the ones that are part of the 7. The Fortnite storyline is definitely not as strong as what it used to be. In chapter 1, it was heavily focused on the 7, which is why we had a few different Rocket live events and the Paradigm being in the item shop in Season X. We even got a Paradigm skin in Chapter 3 Season 4's Battle Pass, with Brie Larson being the celebrity under the mask. But some of the skins in the 7 may never return, as they were secret skins in Chapter 1, such as the Visitor or the Scientist. But if you have any of the 8 skins, even though they're called the 7, there's actually 8, that means you have a part of Fortnite's core storyline in your locker, which personally I think is a great thing to look back on, especially if you was there to witness some of the 7 live events. So how many have you got? Onto another set of items, we have anything which was Unreal rank, because if you didn't already know by now, whichever rank you get in that season is what your cosmetics will be locked at. For example, in my locker I can see the Unreal style of this skin, however I can't use it because I didn't get Unreal that season. However, for this skin right here, I do have the Unreal rank unlocked, as I did get Unreal that season. But it isn't just skins, because there is other Unreal items, such as all of the ranked bat blings. They also have edit styles which go all the way up to Unreal. So basically you can show off that you have been in Unreal rank once if you have any of these items, and that's why I think they're so good to have in a locker. Having the skins Unreal themselves are a bit better, but having the bat blings works too. There's even umbrellas which also display which rank you unlock, so you might want to check if you have anything unlocked in Unreal rank. On the topic of umbrellas though, how many of the season Victory Royale umbrellas do you own? Because as we all know, these are never gonna make a return, and it shows that you got to win that season, with the first ever one being the Snowflake umbrella from Chapter 1 Season 2. Most of these are honestly really clean, and in my opinion, umbrellas are some of the best gliders in the entire game. There is so many of these though, so you might want to check if you have more than 5 of them. And if anyone has the Mr. Beast umbrella, then you were definitely part of history, because this was a tournament where you could win $1 million. But there's even Fortnite crew umbrellas as well. Then we have the Dazzle Daggers. In order to get these, you had to play Fortnite on either a mobile or desktop using Xbox Cloud Gaming via a browser. Now, although they was free, they was only available for a limited time, and of course not many people did this anyway, as they play on console or PC. I never really see anyone using them or talking about them. They're not too bad, but I'll definitely consider them a little bit rare. Then there's the entire Chapter 1 Season 2 Battle Pass pickaxes. They're definitely worth a mention. I mean, we got the Pulse Axe, the Excalibur, which is the Black Knight pickaxe, and then the rarest one in the Battle Pass, AC/DC, for reaching tier 63. But remember, there was only 70 tiers in that Battle Pass. Compared to some of the pickaxes coming up, they aren't that rare, but they're definitely OG as they're from Season 2. We then have a Nintendo Switch exclusive pickaxe, and I'm not talking about the Fleet Force Wildcat one. I'm talking about the Pinpoint. This is the Double Helix pickaxe. The only way to get it was by buying a Double Helix Nintendo Switch when they was available, or by buying a code for the bundle. But codes for this bundle literally sell for thousands, so it's actually a super expensive pickaxe to get. I mean, it's almost impossible to get, to be honest. It's so hard to find a code, which is why it's in this video. Super rare pickaxe. I did actually have a box for this Switch, but I kind of destroyed destroyed it. Maybe I shouldn't have. The Frozen Axe from Chapter 1, Season 7 isn't from a Frozen pack, although it may seem like it is, but this was actually a part of the challenges back in Chapter 1, Season 7. So anyone who started playing after that season doesn't have this pickaxe, and it matches with the Frozen Red Knight. There is then the Octane Wumper. I have spoke about this before, but it's really cool because you had to complete Rocket League challenges in order to get this, but it was on Rocket League Mobile, so it wasn't even the PC version. The Dark Razor is very rare because in order to get this, you had to buy the console for the Dark Vertex skin or buy a code for it, but they're super expensive, so not everyone has this. Pretty rare. You could have bought a controller to get the skin as well, but that wouldn't have came with the glider or pickaxe. And this is clean too. The Lucky Lance, now although it's from Chapter 3, it was a part of a bunch of challenges, so again, a pickaxe not everyone has. You could also potentially say that some of these Save the World pickaxes are rare, because Save the World skins aren't exactly that sweaty and not everyone buys them. Plus, these packs are only available for a limited time. Some are definitely more rare than others. Powerhouse is definitely the rarest Save the World pack. But the thing is, this one never actually came with a pickaxe. It was only a bat bling, the skin, and of course the Save the World weapon. And the Samurai Scrapper is also a rare pack that didn't come with a pickaxe. Next up, we have the Sunfall Scythe from Chapter 4, Season 2. This was actually a Japan V-Book code exclusive pickaxe, so it's probably one you don't see very often, although apparently it can come to the item shop. So I don't know, maybe it's going to return in the future, but for now it's very rare. Next up, we actually have a Fortnite Crew Legacy pickaxe, which is called the Photonic Legacy set. This pickaxe has a total of 6 different stages, and to unlock the final stage, of course, you need to be a crew member for 6 months in a row. But this one, you can pretty much edit any color you want. You can make it a dual wield pickaxe or just a singular one as well. Now again, this is not something that's crazy rare, but it's definitely interesting because you have to be a part of the crew for 6 months, and not everybody does that. And talking about the Fortnite Crew, we have the Masterwork pickaxe from Chapter 4, Season 1. This is exclusive for crew members, and it was quite a big deal when it released. I mean, Fortnite even made their own trailer just for this pickaxe alone. And I also feel like Chapter 4 was definitely not as popular as some other chapters. So if there's less players playing, does that mean less people own the pickaxe? So you might want to check if you have it. You have to remember, any item shop pickaxe that isn't limited time can make a return. And talking about limited time, we have a couple of refer a friend and reboot a friend rewards. The first one is the Plasma Carrot, and this is quite underestimated how rare it is. I tried to get all the pickaxes I can, and even I missed out on this one because I just couldn't find anyone to do the challenges with, so I'm sure other people had that same problem as well. But it's really clean though, and fun fact, it's actually the pickaxe that belongs with the unreleased Gemini skin. Then we have the Rainbow Racers pickaxe Drive Shaft, which was available in Chapter 2, Season 6. Another pickaxe not everyone managed to get because you had to sign up for a website with a friend in order to get the skin and the pickaxe, and it was only available for a limited time, so not everyone has this. There is also limited time FNCS pickaxes like this one right here from Chapter 3, Season 4, the Eyes of Victory from Chapter 4, the Mace Ball Bat, and also the Star Jet. Now, although right now these aren't the rarest things you'll find, they will literally never return. I mean, in the item shop, it's stated limited time, so eventually they all won't be in the item shop for over 1,000 days, so they're gonna become rare in the future, as some of the people who got them might stop playing and new players won't be able to get them. But they're definitely good to have in the collection. I'm glad to have all 4. There is also the QWERTY Axe, which was a part of challenges in Chapter 2, Season 7. This definitely has some rarity behind it because Chapter 2, Season 7 definitely wasn't one of the most popular seasons ever. Plus, the challenges weren't that easy and they was time consuming. Then there's the Velocity Axe, and to get this, you actually had to play Fortnite using Amazon Luna, which is like a cloud gaming service. It was free for a lot of Amazon Prime users, so many people did get it, but it's still a cool, unique pickaxe to have in the collection, and it may never return. This is the entire history and evolution of Fortnite Icon Series emotes. Follow along to see which ones you have, but first up, we have Keep It Mellow from Chapter 1, Season 7. Technically, this wasn't Icon Series when it released, but with it being Icon Rarity, it's definitely considered the first one in the game. In order to get this, all you had to do was visit the stage where the Marshmallow live event happened. It's a good part of Fortnite's history, and it's great to have in the locker. But what was the first official Icon Series emote release? Well, it was actually the ninja style emote, which was announced in Chapter 2, Season 1. This was the first skin and first season Fortnite introduced the icon series. We did also get Marsh Walk in the shop and also Laser Blast, but they wasn't icon when they released, so ninja style would be the official first icon series emote. And 3 days after that, we actually got an emote from Pokimane, which was called Pokey. And then the day after Pokimane's emote, we also got Fishing, which was from Jordan Fisher. You'll probably notice how none of these icon emotes so far have copyright audio. They're all original Fortnite music, or at least non-copyrighted music. So the first emote to release with copyright audio was actually Never Gonna, which released in Chapter 2, Season 1. Very ironic how this was the first emote. So did we get rickrolled by Fortnite? The season after this, Chapter 2, Season 2, was actually when we got the Travis Scott live concert, and of course the Travis Scott headbanger emote in the item shop, but also the Rage emote from challenges. So drop a like if you managed to get this, because it's very lucky if you did, as it's never going to make a return. And the entire Travis Scott set hasn't been out for over 1,000 days, so I don't know if he's ever going to come back, but I'm sure he will one day. Subscribe if you want him to. Also in Chapter 2, Season 2, alongside Travis Scott's release, we did get the 2C Slide emote. This was quite a big deal when it released, because obviously the song is from Drake, and this is the only ever Drake collaboration that we've had, so it's quite unique and iconic in the game. Maybe one day we'll get a Drake skin, who knows. The season after 2C Slide, we did get the Renegade, which was considered the first ever TikTok emote, and due to that, this emote was going viral. Pretty much everyone was buying it because of how popular the dance was on TikTok, and because it sold so well, that's why Fortnite always add TikTok emotes in the game now. Then on to Chapter 2, Season 4, the Marvel season, we did get the release of the Last Forever emote, which was the first ever synced icon series dance to release. But you could also say it's pay to win, because people was doing this emote to get advantage over the chests in Stark Industries. And I think that's the reason this emote became so popular in the game. Pretty much everyone buys it. So we know the first free icon series emote, Keep It Mellow. We know the first item shop one. So what about the first ever challenge emote? Well, it's actually Hang Loose Celebration from Chapter 2, Season 6, which is obviously Neymar's emote. Again, this doesn't have any copyright audio. It's Fortnite original sound. However, Chapter 2, Season 6 was potentially one of the most hated season in Fortnite, with the whole primal theme going on. So I don't think everyone managed to get this emote. So check your locker to see if you have it. Also in Chapter 2, Season 6, we didn't just get Neymar's emote. We got the #1 most used icon series emote out there, Get Gritty. Even till this day, this is the most used icon series emote in the game. Like, who doesn't own the Gritty? I'm sure we can all agree that we always see the Gritty. I mean, Sweats use it, casual players use it, and all of the emote collectors out there definitely own it. Great emote if you're an NFL fan, and it's great to have in the locker as well. In the same season as the Gritty, we did get the Squash and Stretch emote, which is built in with the tune Meowscles. But the reason this is icon series is because the music is by Trippie Redd, which is a famous rapper that we all know. It's actually a really good emote, and if it wasn't built in, I think it would be very popular. But there is also the music pack for it, which is great. So we've covered a lot of icon series so far, but the first ever Battle Pass one was actually Steady from Chapter 3, Season 3. Although Neymar's emote was in Chapter 2, that was from challenges, not just in the Battle Pass like this one. Steady is also one of the most used icon series emotes out there, but I think that's just because everyone bought the Battle Pass. And also, if you collect icon series emote, this one is kind of crucial to have in the locker. But now that we've seen icon series emotes in the Battle Pass, we can expect Fortnite to do this multiple times in the future, as it probably helps sell the Battle Pass even more. And we definitely know icon series emotes sell the most, because if we look at the top 20 or even the top 30 most used emotes within Fortnite, most of them are literally either icon series or Battle Pass ones. But icon series aren't all what they seem. Some of them haven't been out for over 1,000 days, and in fact some of them may never make a return. Because what Fortnite might not have in mind is that when they release icon series emotes, in the future maybe the creator behind these emotes might get into a lot of controversy, just like the baby, and that's the reason his emotes Go Mufasa and also Jabba Switchway haven't been to the item shop for almost 3 years, because the baby got into a lot of negative controversy, and obviously Fortnite don't want to promote that by releasing the emotes back into the item shop. Yes, it's very unfortunate for the people that want these emotes, but they're just not coming back to the shop. Another one is Being Stuck though from Chapter 2, Season 7. This music music is from Cardi B, and I mean, when it released, it had a lot of controversy around the lyrics, but then also Cardi B herself was in some controversy, so that's why Stuck only released for 48 hours and it's not been out for almost 3 years as well. The Out West emote has music by Travis Scott, which is probably the main reason this hasn't returned, although Travis Scott technically can come back to the shop, and we know this because Tim Sweeney, the founder and CEO of Epic Games, did tweet out that Travis Scott is always welcome in the item shop, so I'm not sure why Out West hasn't returned. Salome Style from Chapter 3 was originally a ski emote that released with the Mogul Masters, however it's not been to the shop for way over 500 days now, and I can pretty much guarantee it's because Young Thug, whose song this is currently going through a jailment issue and a court case, so why would they release the emote in the middle of all that? It just doesn't make sense, but it's probably going to make a return one day. And then there's Rushing Around, which hasn't been out for a very long time as well, from Chapter 2 Season 8. This song is Russia related, and with some events what are going on with the world right now, it would not make sense for Fortnite to bring this back at all. Maybe we're going to see it return in the future, or possibly it might never come back. Pump Me Up is another one people are speculating that has been banned from releasing. It's currently not been out for over 100 days, which isn't too long to say that it's banned. But the thing is, the music in this emote is from Lizzo, and apparently she went into some serious controversy not too long ago. And just like the other emotes, Fortnite are going to want to avoid releasing this to stay out of it. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's not banned, but it's kind of no coincidence that it's not returned. Did you manage to get it though? Because it is from Chapter 3 Season 4. The Wanna See Me emote from Chapter 2 Season 5 again hasn't came back for over 500 days, and it's probably due to the artist getting into controversy as well. I believe because so many of these emotes can't release, Fortnite might be more careful with which new Icon Series emotes they bring out to the game, as they don't want to be locked away from not releasing. There's even a couple of Icon Series emotes that never made it to Fortnite. One of them is being the Tunic Ton emote from 2022. This was added to the game files, but shortly after that, the artist from the song got into a bunch of controversy, so Fortnite didn't even release this one. And then there's also the Koi dance. Nobody knows why this one didn't come out, because it was used in a creative festival game mode, so there's no problem with the dance. I just don't know why they never sold it in the item shop. Similar to this item, we have the Mr. Beast umbrella. Again, 100,000 people own this, and the way to get it was by playing in the Mr. Beast Cup and getting enough points. I'm not calling these items insanely rare, but they're definitely good to have because not everyone has them. But also, not everyone has the Midnight Glide Masked Glider. And what's special about this is that it was released for New Year's 2022, and it hasn't been in the shop for 900 plus days. But the thing is, it was only sold for 48 hours, making it one of the rarest item shop gliders, which is probably never going to return. So did you manage to get this for New Year's? You're pretty lucky if you own the Warpaint, Rose Team Leader, and the Ride the Pony emote too. Now these are Save the World items, and most people have Save the World, but the reason you're lucky to own them is because Fortnite stopped selling the Save the World founders, which means you can no longer get these skins unless you find an old physical copy which has a code, but that's super rare to find and very expensive too. So yeah, you're lucky if you manage to own these. Ride the Pony is such an iconic emote. Now we have all of the arena wraps. As we know, arena was discontinued and replaced with ranked, which means these wraps will probably never make a return, and they're great to own because it shows that you was playing the original competitive game mode. And I think the maximum champion one is kind of rare, as it was the hardest one to unlock. By the way, make sure you subscribe if you have any of these items. But next up we have the Shooting Star Staff pickaxe. This is from 2020, and it was free for logging into the game during certain dates. But why it's lucky to have is because it actually belongs with the Dio skin, and he was from the item shop. This pickaxe was also supposed to be sold in the shop, but instead they decided to give it out for free, so that's why you're lucky to own it. And honestly, it's not a bad pickaxe for free. For a bat bling, we have the number 1. Fortnite used to give this bat bling a new style when there was a new FNCS. However, they stopped doing this, which means you can no longer get this bat bling. So if you like the FNCS or any competitive game modes, it's very good to own this bat bling, and it matches so many skins as well. well. For another skin though, we have Jackie. This was quite recent, but why it's lucky to own is because this is from season 1 of Rocket Racing, and you can no longer get the skin. It was free from doing challenges, but they was kind of difficult to do, and Rocket Racing doesn't really have a high player count, so I feel like not many people got this skin. Nobody knows if they're going to sell it in the future, but as of right now, you can no longer get it. You'll also never be able to get the sweet emote because this was from challenges in Fortnite Mares 2023. It was only available for 3 weeks, and you had to complete 15 challenges to unlock it. But to be honest, it really wasn't one of the best Fortnite Mares. A lot of people was complaining about it, and a lot of people was also distracted by the fact we got Michael Myers and Jack Skellington. Now, there was other rewards for completing 25 quests such as music packs, but we all know emotes are one of the best things in the game, so if you have this in the collection, that is a big W in my opinion. Now we have another emote, which is the crab walking. This was from the first season of Fortnite Festival, and it was a challenge emote where you had to collect 5 wristbands to get it. And honestly, the festival player count isn't very high, so I know for a fact a lot of people did not get this emote, so you're lucky if you did. And also you can customize which keyboard you're wearing, and the emote will display that, so it's actually a pretty good emote. So did you do your festival challenges, and did you get the Surfstrider skin? This was a PC exclusive, and in order to get it, you had to have an Intel processor or level up with the Intel Gaming Pass, which nobody even knew about. It's honestly an underrated skin in terms of rarity. I hardly ever see it. But it's not just this skin. I mean, do you have any exclusive skin? Because it's lucky to own even one. Most exclusive skins have either expired or became very expensive, and we know they should all never make a return. But also, owning starter pack skins is lucky. Now hear me out, not all of them are sought after, but some of them people wish they had. I mean, Yellow Jacket sells for hundreds of dollars. It's considered a sweaty and clean skin, and if you bought the pack when it released in the shop, it would have cost you only 5. And of course, there's other skins such as Laguna from chapter 1, Rogue Agent from season 3, Iris from chapter 2, she's very popular, and also Wavebreaker, which in my opinion is one of the best ever starter pack skins, so you're lucky to own any. And also Vibrant Vibin. This was a limited time Twitch drop for the Vibin season in chapter 3 season 3. It was only available for a few days, and it's never made a return since. In fact, it's been over 750 days now. I would say it's actually pretty rare, but also it's a very good emote, and if you manage to get it, it's great to have in the locker. Moving on to the Fortnite crew skins, this is an interesting one because on the official Epic Games website, it does state Fortnite crew packs may become available at a later date to crew members, yet it's been years now and nothing has ever made a return. So people are overlooking the crew skins, and that's why it's lucky if you have any of the previous ones, because they're never going to be available again. And some of these are so good. I mean, we have a version of Sky, we have a Marvel skin, Wolverine. There is so many good crew packs that can potentially not come back in the future. So do you have any? Or do you have any of these 3 skins? Xander, Redcap, and Rainbow Racer. Because these are all Refer a Friend skins that will never make a return. Yes, they was free, but in order to get them, you had to level up 50 times and complete some other quests too, with the Rainbow Racer skin being from chapter 2 now, so it's way over 1,000 days ago. And honestly, I never see this skin. I'm gonna start to consider it a little bit rare. For Xander and Redcap, they was a bit more recent, but it's still great to have, and if you have all 3 of them, that is pretty impressive in my opinion. Now earlier I mentioned the arena wraps, but one thing you might not know is there was actually rewards for 0 build arena. There was the Drift Popsicle Spray, the Gold GG, and the rarest one is the Goticon. The way to get these was by getting either 400 hype for the spray, reaching Contender League for the GG Gold, or reaching Champions for the Goticon. And it's rumored that only around 7,000 people in the world got the Goticon, meaning it's actually one of the rarest items in the entire game. So you're the GOAT if you own this. One thing that might surprise you is that in 2021, Fortnite had a really popular game mode, which was Imposters, Fortnite's version of Among Us, which by the way, they need to bring this back. But in 2022, Fortnite decided to release an official collaboration with Among Us, which included this bundle with the Distraction Dance emote and the Crewmate Bat Bling. There was 2 ways to get this bundle, either by buying it from the item shop or buying an Among Us add-on in the Epic Games Store. But the thing is, it's actually been over 740 days since this bundle was in the item shop. So technically, it's actually becoming a bit rare. And with how popular Among Us is, it's definitely a W if you own this bundle. I'm sure it's going to return one day, but who knows when? And drop a like if imposters should return. Here's 20 Fortnite items you probably didn't know existed. Follow along to see if you have any or if you want any. Starting off with the bright style of the all-weather extractor pickaxe. In order to get the pickaxe, you had to complete Fortnite Mayor's challenges and anyone could unlock it. However, in order to get the bright style, you actually had to be a part of the Fortnite crew. So it's definitely a style of a pickaxe not many people knew about. And honestly, the style is rare considering you had to do challenges and pay for the Fortnite crew. But do you know about the Deep Thought emo? I doubt it because this is actually unreleased, but it was added to the game files in Chapter 4 Season 3. However, it never came to the shop or it was never in a battle pass. And it's also a clean emote, so maybe Fortnite are gonna bring it out in the future. Drop a like if you would buy it. And have you heard of the Backo Lantern? As of right now, this hasn't released in over 1,370 days and it was introduced in Chapter 2 Season 1. It's a 600 V-Buck item shop bat bling and it's definitely one of the rarest bat blings in the game right now. I don't even know anyone who has it. I'm sure it's going to come back one day, but an item that won't return is the level 100 emojis and sprays. These started in Chapter 1 Season 6 and they continued to Chapter 1 Season X, and they're extremely rare. You had to get season level 100 to unlock them, not battle pass level 100. I don't have them, a bunch of collectors don't have them, and they're super random items, but that's probably why Fortnite stopped doing them. They're clean though. Onto the cat wing glider from Season X. This was a part of Batman challenges and it was the last item you unlocked. Now a lot of people stopped playing in Season X because of the mechs, so already there's less people that's gonna have this, but on top of that you had to complete a bunch of challenges, so I would say this glider is definitely a bit rare. Again, I never see it or I don't know anyone who has it, but it's definitely a W if you do. And for another glider, we have the golden look board. This was only available for a few weeks from December to January in 2022. It's part of the Winterfest 21 set and it's actually Midas's glider. But the thing is, it was a Fortnite crew exclusive, so if you was a crew member, you should have this. However, if you signed up to the crew too late, then you missed out. But this is not the only Midas themed item from the Fortnite crew. There's also Midas's golden hand banner, which is exclusive. So both of these items are storyline related and they're very good to own in the locker. I'm surprised they're exclusive, to be honest. For another unreleased emote, we have the unicycle. Now you may have seen this one or heard about it, and that's because Fortnite actually used this in the Last Laugh bundle, which featured the Joker skin. And that's because this emote was supposed to release for the Joker or in the bundle, but for some reason it got scrapped at the last minute and they never released it. Maybe one day though they're gonna bring it out. And would you buy it if they did? Because I definitely would. For a skin, we have the Treyarch level up quest pack, but I'm not really talking about the skin, but I'm actually referring to the second star, which is the protector armor. I have never seen this skin in game, and you know what, it's actually really cool and unique. It's probably one of my favorite level up quest packs because of this style. But have you also ever seen anyone use this? And in fact, do you have it? The way to get it was by completing all of the quests when this pack released, and it's never gonna return. But also what might not return is actually the Beast Llama Batbling. This was from the Streamer Bowl 3 Twitch drop and it was only available for a few hours. Obviously llamas are super iconic within Fortnite, so to see an exclusive llama themed item is actually pretty cool, and this Batbling matches so many skins as well, so it's a W. And have you ever seen this? But I bet you've never seen the Squeezy Does It emote, and that's because this was added to the game files in Chapter 4 Season 2, with the code name for this emote being called Anxiety and the description breathe in, breathe out. However, this emote has so far not been released within the game and it's uncommon rarity, so it was most likely going to be 200 or 300 V-Bucks in the item shop, but I'm unsure if it's ever going to release, just like the unicycle. Would you buy any of these three exclusive wraps? We have the Goo Buddies, Danger Frog, and the Doodler. All of these three was from an exclusive Stream Elements event, and the way to get them was by getting a code which which was pretty hard to find. All three of these are definitely considered rare, and who knows if any of them are ever going to return. But the Danger Frog is a super clean and unique wrap, which actually changes color when you shoot. So that one is definitely fire, but nobody really knows about these. Also, nobody really knows about the secret sledge. And no, that's not because it's called a secret, but this released in 2022 when Zero Build was first added to the game, and in order to get it, you had to complete quests in Zero Build. However, these challenges weren't really known about, and most people didn't get the pickaxe. In fact, I don't have it, and a bunch of collectors don't have it as well. So I know many others missed out on it, and maybe you didn't even know about it. Moving on to the kickoff set from Chapter 2, Season 5. And although these are football skins, they're pretty different to the other ones in the game. And that's because they currently haven't been out for over 1,000 days. Who would have thought that soccer skins would actually become a little bit rare? There's 10 in total, and you might want to check your locker to see if you have any of them. Quite a few collectors are missing some of these skins, including myself, but maybe they can return one day. Moving on to the Lil Sweeties pickaxes. Not many people know about these because in order to unlock them, you had to sign up to a Fortnite website, and then you was eligible to play different creative maps and eventually unlock these pickaxes. There was also a spray, which was the Cuddle Cube, but the pickaxes was the last item you unlocked. And on the topic of pickaxes, we also have the Amazon Luna axe. This was unlockable by logging into Fortnite through Amazon Luna for 2 weeks. It was free, and some people did manage to get it, but if you didn't, then you probably haven't ever heard about it. And I'll be surprised if you have, or you've heard of the Basquiat Bat Bling bundle, which was last seen over 840 days ago. These Bat Blings are from a collaboration with an artist that was in the shop for 4 days and never returned again. A super random item within Fortnite that you may not have seen. And for a pickaxe similar to the Amazon Luna one, we have the Destroyer. In order to get this, you had to log on to Nvidia's GeForce Experience, and Fortnite was probably promoting mobile platforms since Fortnite is no longer on the Apple Store. But this pickaxe was free, but since they've been selling free rewards in the shop, who knows if any of these free items can actually come back. Now that Fortnite made future battle passes non-exclusive, I do think it opens a door that so many more items can now come back, and hopefully they do for people that miss out. But if you want to support me out even further, consider using code ASHI in your Fortnite item shop.